Okay, hey guys, I hope we are well. My hit life here, also known as Katie. So by looking at me, alright, um, I think a lot of people think I'm into personal training and I have fitness knowledge and all that stuff. I actually do not. I'm an IT consultant for a living. I've been, before I was living in hotels 4 to 5 days a week, and now I'm more transitioning into the working from home struggle. Honestly, that is tough as well. And the whole time, I've pretty much been vlogging it all to kind of keep me accountable and to set a pathway for a lot of the consultants who struggle to, stay healthy. So the way I go about it is pretty much leading by example. So I want to share in general my whole fitness journey from end to end. So I'm going to produce a fitness series, so pretty much like a beginner's guide to getting into it and actually committed to it, because for me, I haven't missed a workout in over 2.5 years. Like, I'm so committed, and even when I vlog, so for example, every day I post 3 Instagram posts, 3 Facebook posts, 3 Twitter posts, 5 TikToks. I post in a Facebook group. I have a LinkedIn post, and then other things. So I do a lot of content every day, and I haven't skipped a workout. So whatever I start, I always finish until I've hit my goal. I'm an and I wouldn't say that I knew I had these qualities in me. I think I just built up so much momentum that now I just would never break that. It's just become a part of who I am. So I'm going to teach you, how to make this a lifestyle, and pretty much, the best way to put in your path on least resistance to actually starting a journey and staying on the journey. So I'm generally just going to talk about now my fitness journey so people can understand, where I've come from, that I haven't always been this magical unicorn. Okay? Sorry, I've just got my little book down there. So if you see me looking down there, that's why. Okay, so my background, just in general, like, as a kid, I was really good, I was that typical, like, kid that was good at running, swimming. I didn't necessarily put so much effort into it. I did swim from year 7 to year 11, and it was very committed and in depth and stuff like that, but I just quit. Like, one day I didn't go up to swimming, and that was it. Like, I think it's been like, I don't know, like 11 years now, and I still haven't gone back to swimming. And we all, we can all say that when we took like, oh, we'll just have one day off. That one day turned into months, weeks, even years. In my case, it turned into like 11 years. So, and then when I finished school, so obviously in school, PE is mandatory, so all of us has, like a basic level of fitness. But then from the age of like 16 to 21, I didn't work out at all. Like, I gave up swimming. I tried to do the gym thing, but like I just didn't know what I was doing. So I'd be on like a machine, and I'd be like 50 calories there, and I go onto another machine and 50 calories there and 50 calories there, and like, the weights, like those open and shut your leg things. Like, I just didn't know what I was doing, but I kind of did that, and I was always reliant on friends to come with me. So if my friend didn't go, then I wouldn't want to go. Yeah, so that was kind of like how active I was between 16 and 21. When I was in school, I was just, I think I would say I'm an extremely skinny kid. I had those genes that everyone hated. So for example, I could eat whatever I wanted, and I never put on any weight. But like my rib cage, I've grown into my rib cage now, but back in the day, my rib cage like stuck out way too much. I used to have to wear 2 t-shirts. I absolutely I was just so insecure, and I had stretch marks. I've got loads of stretch marks. I try and show them as much as I can on TikTok. So I've got stretch marks all in my legs when they came when I was 16, and that really knocked me off to the point that I took loads of caffeine tablets, Pro Plus, to try and keep losing weight. Back then there was no one to kind of lead the way, so I didn't know what I was doing, so I used to just starve myself. eat a bag of salad to lose weight. It was extremely unhealthy. And then when I got older, so between 16 and 21, I would eat a takeaway each weekend and stuff like that. And all of a sudden I started putting on weight, but not the great weight, that I wanted. So I was always convinced that if I lost 3 pounds, the 3 pounds to this little bottom bit of my stomach, I would look perfect and all that stuff. So yeah, I went from being like really skinny to skinny fat. I didn't know who I was. I relied on other people to make me feel good, boys, it was terrible. I was just a shell of myself, and considering how skinny I was, or like in school, I had a 4-pack, and I just wasn't happy. So yeah. And then at 21, someone gave me an Insanity DVD, one of my ex-boyfriends. I was extremely grateful for that. Because I never found anything I really liked, but he gave me it. He said, do you know what, I think you'll really enjoy this. And I can remember the first time I ever did the Insanity DVD, I collapsed on the floor, and I was dying. I was just so unfit, and I just knew something changed for me. I knew this was something that it just hounded me, and I loved it. It was just, going to be my thing. And then for years on then, I pretty much, just did Insanity, but I never ever once completed the program. I think I completed it once, but I really didn't, because I missed so many days, and I would do 2 to 3 sessions on a day and stuff like that. But I did my first month of Insanity, and I saw so much results. So, then I quit. But come on, we get our results and we quit. We're like, oh, well, I'm happy now. And then we just go back and forth that bulk and cut cycle. Not really, it's just we just quit and get lazy. So every summer from 21 to 25, I had abs for summer. So I always went on holidays in good shape, but my mindset wasn't there. So I always wrote down every year, I'm gonna get a perfect body, I'm gonna get a perfect body, I'm gonna get a perfect body. I'd screenshot girls off Instagram, I want this body, but all these girls look very different. It was really odd. I'm trying to take myself back there, because I've obviously changed a ridiculous amount as a human. And yeah, I used to use exercise as a punishment. I really did. I used to work out in my underwear. I'd work out and I'd see my belly jiggle. I'd be like, we're not done yet. Gotta get rid of the jiggle. And it just wasn't healthy. So when people look at me today and I work out, they're like, put some clothes on. I'm like, I actually have. So I think people will find that surprising. But when I did do Insanity, I did feel like I escaped. So whenever life was falling apart and down, it would just be my happy place to a point. So that's when I started, really loving exercise, and I used it as a tool to kind of I would get abs, so it was just a bandage, if you get what I mean. There was always issues very deep that I never noticed. Oh yeah, so so at 22, I nearly died. I had septicemia. So I was training for a half marathon. I was doing more than everyone else in my town, so apparently that made me good, So I graduated uni, and I was training for a half marathon. And I had glandular fever, but the doctors didn't really know about it, so they kept giving me antibiotics. And the antibiotics I was allergic to, and if you give someone with glandular fever antibiotics, they come out in a rash. So I had a rash started on my stomach, and then they spread all down my body for 6 months. So I graduated uni, had an amazing job at one of the big 4, and then I had to leave the job because I wasn't well. And I to be honest, I didn't like the job. It just wasn't for me. But I really wasn't well, and I did really bad at the job. And then obviously it made sense because I was slowly getting poisoned and I had glandular fever, so I was really tired. And my kidney failed. My kidney nearly failed. It was terrible. I was written off for about 6 months. I had to take ridiculous amount of steroids, ridiculous amount of antihistamine tablets. I had to take antihistamine tablets for 6 months because whenever I stopped taking them, the rash would just get worse colour and worse colour. It was hard work. So my skin went paper thin because I had this rash, like these boils all over my body for like 6 months. It was really nasty. And at that point, like I wasn't allowed to go gym or whatever, but I did. I went to the gym. I just walked, so I went on the cross trainer because I was just like, I don't want to be physically well if I'm not mentally well. I was like, because I couldn't eat any junk food, obviously, because of my kidney. So I was, no alcohol or anything like that. So, yeah, that was just it for me. I was just like, and I went to the gym, and that allowed me to eat healthier, because for me, if I'm not working out, I'm not going to eat healthier. Like, I need to work out, and then it'll encourage me to eat healthier. That's just general. And then after that, I would say that was one of the best life-changing moments of my life. Sorry, I am a bit tired. I'm not going to lie to you. I really don't want to be doing all this content right now. But I promised people I would do it, so here I am doing it. So if I am like, it's because I'm tired, I don't want to do it, but here I am forcing myself to do it. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, this hair, it should be washed, but I've just put talc in it. So it is what it is, but here I am committing to the goals that I promised you. And by me putting it out on social media, I've kept myself accountable. So, bear with. Yeah, so it was a life-changing moment, obviously, you know. Like, since after that, then I went through numerous stages in my life. So, for example, I then, you know, the year after, I didn't just run a half marathon, a local half marathon. I went to Athens and I ran a full marathon, and then I leveled up, and then I did triathlons, and then I did Red Bull 400, and then I did another half marathon. I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing myself every year. So I've always been about, since then, like getting a better version of myself every year. So I did like different stages, you know, like fitness wise on a fitness journey. I did the cardio stage, which was just running. I didn't like the cardio stage body purely because, right, you work so hard, like you work ridiculously hard, and then you go on holidays, you bloat, you have these skinny arms, skinny legs, and then this belly, and you just don't even look like you're putting any effort in. So I wasn't down for that life. And then I moved into my HIIT stage, so more insanity again, because I found when I ran, I just couldn't do insanity. Like, obviously, you know, if you're running long distance, it just works out better if you have less muscle on you. And then, yeah, I did insanity, and then I started realising, oh, I liked the way my body was, because it was like lean, but it had a bit of muscle on it. So even if I bloated, my abs popped out, and it kind of just worked with the body image. So I liked that. That was like my favourite look. And then I moved on to the whole body pump stage, because obviously girls wanted to, you know, get some weights. So I used to do like a lot of reps, you know, like high reps, low weight, and I used to love it. And to be honest, I sucked when I went into the class. I can remember my first body pump class. I was living at Brighton at the time, and everyone knew what they was doing, and I was fucking dying, and I still die now to this day on like body pump. Like, honestly, I still die now to this day. Like, everyone was coming off their like steps, like no sweat. Honestly, Katie was left all over the step. Like, I just drench. So because I suck so bad at a class, even then I bought like, you know, the weights to do in the house, and then I bought the app. And like with Beachbody, then I bought the app, and I did it all in the house because I was very insecure as such to go to the gym. So I was still, you know, slowly getting there. And then, yeah, that's how I got more thick off body pump, but still my nutrition was terrible back then. I didn't have like, I used to eat loads and loads of carbs, loads of pasta, because I love pasta. And if I wanted to lean down, I was like, right, that's it. No chocolate. I'm going to do abs every day. And I was like, don't get me wrong, I was in decent shape, but considering the amount of effort I was putting in, I was not in the shape I should have been, because I just didn't know. I was like very trial and error, and clearly I was never good. It wasn't a lifestyle, was it really? Like, who's going to give up chocolate for the rest of their life? Certainly not me. Anywho, so yeah, and then what happened to get to, you know, the last few years to get me to where I am today? My life was shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, I fucked up my life big time, big style. No one was around. I would like cry every day, cry on weekends, all aspects of my life. It was shit. I knew just from when I had like the lowest moment of my life, when the love of my life dumped me and I was going through uni and I nearly didn't get a degree and I had suicidal thoughts. It was pretty dark. It was pretty deep. That like I knew I could survive anything because I survived that. But at this point I was like, do I even want to survive this? Like, it was just terrible. Like, honestly, it was just too much. I knew I'd make it through it, but I was just like, do I really want to make it through this? Do I really want this to be my life? So at that point then, I listened to a motivational speech that said, what is your purpose? So it made me realise, so what is your purpose? So it's like, you know, when you hit your lowest point, what do? What is that one thing that is consistent in your life, no matter how high or low it goes? And for me, I realised it was fitness. I realised even when I was on my deathbed, I wanted to go to the gym and walk. I knew it was always my mental health. I knew fitness was something that was for me. I didn't know what it was to me, but I just knew it was for me. So after I listened to that speech, I just opened my mind up. I was like, that's okay, right, I'm going to do one thing in fitness. I don't know what it is, but I will do one thing in fitness. And then on Facebook then there was an ad for Beachbody UK, the launch coming to the UK by my coach now. She's still my coach to this day, Megan Eggleston. And it was just about, you know, Sean Team coming, and obviously I loved Insanity, so Sean Team coming to the UK, I was going to that event. It was the first time he came to the UK, I think, or the first time I could make it. I was like, I was coming. I didn't know what Beachbody was at the time, but I was going to that event. Yeah, and so I'm not gonna lie to you, I saw her Facebook ad maybe 10 times before I clicked okay, and that day really changed my fucking life. To meet someone who doesn't laugh at you or your goals or see potential in you that you don't see yourself, you will never understand like how powerful that is. So that's why I'm a confident person now to this day, and I love that if I could give that to someone else, because it did fully change my life. So, you know, met with Megan came along and she just put me, you know, I signed up. You know, I got a challenge pack or whatever, so I did Insanity Max 30. So I was just like, right, this is an Insanity program. I knew it was solid because I tried it once, and I was just like, bitch, no. I tried like Sweat Fest, I think. It was brutal. But I went into one of her challenge groups and I had a check-in every day. And because I had to check in every day and keep myself accountable, it changed my life. And like, I met other UK people and USA people, and we've just built such a community. And then before I knew it, I was beating these limits that I didn't even know possible. I was just like, I was showing up no matter what. Like, it was crazy. I was just like, but I wouldn't have done it if I was by myself. I know I wouldn't have done it if I was by myself, but because I was accountable and I had to check into the group, and it was like little competition and it was like leaderboards and stuff like that, I wanted to win because I'm low-key competitive. And it changed my life. And then, you know, I got into coaching because I wanted other people to feel happy the way I felt happy in my body for the first time. I just wanted other people to feel that. That was very powerful to me. But I only did coaching for like a month, like literally a month, because quite frankly, other people's excuses and stuff like that, it just fucks me off. Like, I just haven't got time to deal with like other people on a one-to-one basis, listening to stuff. It's just not the way I work. I find it hard. So for me, I show up every day and I lead by example. But coaching taught me to invest in my mindset. Invest in my mindset and lead by example. And yeah, and to just check in daily. So, and mainly to keep yourself accountable. Like, so because you post content every day, because I started posting my content and people started showing up for me, like, I'm quite lucky that I don't value my time more than other people's time. So because people show up for me every day, like, I had to show up. So it guilt tripped me when I didn't want to show up. So that's how I've mainly stayed on a day-to-day grind, because I'm just like daily vlog, daily post, and that's it. And I have a minimum baseline of goals that I show up with every day. So I still check in now. My photos, like, I post a photo of me all the time. People don't understand it's a check-in photo. like the purpose behind it. People just think, well, she really loves herself. It's not because I really love myself. The fact is I'm keeping myself accountable and holding myself accountable that I've done my workout, which was a habit that I got from Beachbody, and I still do it to this day. And even now I still do the cardio workouts to this day, and I still love the app. It's like my favorite app in the world. But that's what changed my life, is that I was always a lone wolf, and I was quite a successful lone wolf, but like being part of a pack completely changed it, and I learned habits from successful people I didn't know who was possible. So yeah, I went into hotels, I worked from home, and I just still killed it. And now I'm even training to go on SAS, Who Dates Wins, and I nearly went on there twice last year. So to go from a girl that used to work out in her underwear as punishment, and then she was too scared to go to the gym, to then she works out in the gym, to then she's gonna go on SAS Who Dates Wins. It just shows you the power of what happens when you show up daily for yourself. So did you need to know my whole fitness journey? Who knows? Who don't know? But I just want to summarize it. Like, I am not a unicorn. Like, I was exactly like you guys. Like, I was exactly like, you know, I used to run, and then before I knew it, like months and months and months later, I was just like, wow, how did I stop running? You know, like I quit time and time and time again, or I would get a really good body, then I would lose a really good body, then I get a really good body, and then I lose a good. Now I've literally been consistent. I have had abs all year round. Don't get me wrong, am I in the best shape ever right now? Probably not, but boom. Sorry. I've generally, yeah. So that's what allowed me. I've maintained. Oh my goodness me, maintaining is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. But after the first year, it gets a bit better. And now it's just a part of who I am. So if you listen to the other videos in the fitness guide series and you're just like, whatever, Katie, you don't understand. You're just a magical unicorn. You can show up daily. Then watch this. And then if you need any more advice, or you can relate to it, whatever, like, just honestly, like, I'm being honest, I'm being authentic. I'm like, for me, it isn't about like just taking from people's time. Like, that's why I share everything I do on a daily basis. We can all win. So please, I hope now, after showing up for 2.5 years, you'll understand that these tips I'm going to give you are the tips that you need to succeed. So thank you for watching, and smash 2020. Make it your year. See ya. Woo! Sorry.